All right. Are we good? We're good? You good? We're all good? All right. Welcome back to another episode. Now we're going to chat about all the 12 volt stuff that I was mentioning when we were doing the Canopy video. Now I'm going to run through each individual product, explain why we got it, a couple of the features, and plan for the install. So it's pretty much it. We're just going to run through, what we're planning on doing, and all these new products, brand new, straight out of the box. Let's have a look. All right, so first things first is the brains of the 12 volt setup. It is our 40 amp DC charger. Now, you'll notice the brand is Dune forward drive, so you can get these at Anaconda. They're quite new, so we're going to be installing some brand new products, which I'm excited about. But this here is the DC charger with solar input, which most come with these days. So let's have a look. Now, it's pretty simple, which is really good. I think the more simple they are, less mucking around you need to do, makes install so much easier. Now, if you haven't seen these before, maybe they do look a bit complicated, but essentially this is your brains. It's got a few modes on the front and a few indicator lights. So the indicator lights are alternator, solar, and fault. So obviously once it's all connected, these are lights to monitor how the system's running. The other little things we've got here are your STD, I'm not sure what that is, gel, AGM, calcium, and lithium. Now that's essentially the type of battery that you're going to be running. There's a button here which is mode, so you just flick through and then choose the one that you've got. So it's really handy to have a DC charger that can run all types of batteries, so meaning no matter what current setup you have, you can still get one of these. And obviously everyone's moving to lithium these days, lithium compatible. Now what we've got coming off the back, it looks like a bunch of different wires, but it's not overly complicated. Everything's labeled. Output, which is obviously the power that's coming out of this thing. Solar, which is obviously going to be coming from your solar panel, whether you have that mounted or a fold out solar panel that you use when you're camping. And then this one, now these aren't as common, the 3-pin Anderson plug, but written on it, and the reason you'll see when you look closely is there's a blue one which adds the third one which says ignition. So a lot of new cars come with smart alternators, which kind of can trick DC chargers into thinking that the alternator is not at a capacity to charge the battery. So this just tells the DC charger that the ignition's on and it can charge. The other ones in here are your alternator, and then which is the yellow, and then the ground, which is the black. The last one we've got here is a much longer one with a eyelet terminal on the end, and that is purely your temperature. So that just sits on the ground of the battery and monitors the battery temperature. So we've got four separate things here, and then once it comes to installing them, it's quite handy because they've already got Anderson plugs on them. So what you're going to want to do is wherever they're coming from, already have the Anderson plug set up. Simply plug it in, and then it's got these mounting points here which you can just mount wherever you're going to do it. Usually for these DC chargers, it's best to have them away from heat. This one won't be going in the engine bay, it's going in our brand new Canopy, which will be mounted nicely on the headboard. So that's how we will set it out, like that. So really straightforward. 40 amps means I think it maxes out at 40 amps. It says here the alternator input voltage can be 12 up to 18, I guess because that spikes, and then the solar input voltage is 12 to 28 volts, and maximum continuous input is 40 amps. So that's as high as it's going to put. So it's not going to charge your battery more than 40 amps. And that's good to know when it comes to cable size and things like that, is that you're not running anything smaller than 40 amps, probably smaller than 50. Would stat 50 as a minimum as far as cabling goes would be quite smart. Rating output 40 amps, 500 watts at 12.5 volts. Comes with a manual. Definitely refer to the manual if you've got like a different wiring setup, you're planning on doing something interesting or a bit different to what people normally do. Refer to the manual, it'll help a lot. So that's like the brains, but it's not gonna work without proper wiring. And the good thing is you don't need to go, when you buy one of them, you don't need to go to like J-Car or Ultronics or something like that and buy your own wiring and all this stuff, because they do come with a wiring kit. Oh, it's quite heavy, but this is the DC-DC wiring kit from Dune 4-wheel drive. In here, we've got a few different things. Obviously, you've got the massive wiring. Now this one, the reason it's so long is because it's going from usually your canopy all the way to your engine bay. You'll see the 3-pin plug here. That's what plugs into your DC-DC charger. And then on the other end, you've got your terminals that attach to your battery. A big fuse here, which is essential. So the good thing is these are all rated to work with your DC-DC charger. So there isn't necessarily too much you need to know about cabling when it comes to attaching your car battery to your DC-DC charger. But if you'd like to learn more, it's definitely worth researching a bit. And then the blue one here, same as the blue one from the 3-pin Anderson plug, you're going to your ignition. So you're going to want to find an ignition point on your car, somewhere in the engine bay or under the dash, splice into it, and then when you have your ignition on, that is going to get power. Tell that there's power running through it. Now that will attach into here. So you've got even more length, which is handy because you don't really know where that ignition point's going to be. That there plugs into the back of that. Then use this to route it somewhere neatly and find that ignition plug. We've got spares here. We've got a spare fuse, so it's a 60 amp fuse. Spare pins, I think they're called pins, for your Anderson plug, and some screws, depending on how you want to mount the Anderson plug. Cable ties, obviously really handy for when you're attaching it through the engine bay, under your car, and up to the canopy. The way we're going to attach it into the canopy from outside the canopy is with one of these. This is a flush mount, which I bought off eBay. The reason I got this specific one is because it has a 3-pin Anderson and a double-pin Anderson. So the double-pin Anderson will be the solar panel in to the canopy, and the 3-pin Anderson here will be from the alternator in to the DC-DC charger, like I explained earlier. So pretty much just cut a hole in your canopy, then make sure the edges are like really smooth, because that's where cable is going to be running through. Attach it to the internal parts of the Anderson plugs, and then it's probably also worth getting a small bit of rubber, which I will do, around the edge here before you screw it on. And don't screw too tight because it is just plastic, and it has the ability to crack. I guess it's just 3D printed, but I got this off eBay, not too expensive, and really handy piece of kit to run stuff into your canopy rather than having things dangling down and that kind of stuff. So, but the next and probably the most important part of every 12-volt setup is the battery. This is it here.